Hello, everybody.
Our Rabbi.
And good evening to one and all. I'm grateful that you are all here. I do believe that this is a rare, if not a unique experience. We often hear of rabbis who move on to other ventures in life, and cantors who leave their positions and go on to do other things or retire. Occasionally, we hear about rabbis and cantors who leave at the same moment, same year, the same month, same day. I don't know really of any time that a congregation has gathered to be with its outgoing clergy on the very night that our tenures end, and have present with us our incoming clergy. You are all witnesses, participants in a moment of generational transition, an extremely important and I hope memorable night for this sacred, historic, and holy congregation. I'm grateful that you're all here. We're going to share together in the Ma'ariv service. We're going to be using the Shabbat prayer book, which conveniently contains within it the prayers that we recite for weekday Ma'ariv, weekday evening. That's on page 281. Cantor, Lippitz, and I will begin the service together, leading and officiating, and Rabbi Treu and Cantor Kissner will take over leading the service just about halfway through. At the end of our tefillah together tonight, we want to share with you and invite you to be part of a ritual of transition that will mark the moment when Cantor Lippitz and I are present as our successors become the spiritual religious leaders of this congregation. So let's rise and begin our Ma'ariv Tefillah, page 281 in our Sidurim. Let's be seated and pray together. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, who rules the universe, your word bringing together the evening dusk. You opened with wisdom the gates of dawn, designed the day with wondrous skill, set out a succession of seasons and arranged the stars in the sky according to your will. Adonai Tzivaot, you create day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light. Eternal God, your sovereignty shall forever embrace us. Praised are you, Adonai, for each evening's dusk. We continue to pray the second bracha of the Ma'ariv service, the bottom passage of 281. Continue to pray the passages of Shema, the middle of 282 to the middle of the following page. We continue our Ma'ariv Tefillah with the next blessing of the service, the blessing of renewal and redemption, the middle of 283.
Page 284, this beautiful bracha, which brings our attention to asking for God's protection for our comings and our goings. Let's read together in the English as our hearts are filled with this moment of transition for this congregation, praying for God's blessings for all of our goings and our comings tonight. Let's read together. Help us, Adonai, to lie down in peace and awaken us again, our sovereign, to life. Spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Praised are you, Adonai, eternal guardian of your people, Israel. And we'll pick up at the end of that paragraph in the Hebrew where the box is. Ushvor tzeitenu uvoenu. Please, God, guard our goings and our comings. May our hearts rejoice. כי המלכות שלך היא ולעולמי עד תמלוך בכבוד, כי לנו מלך אלא אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני. המלך בכבודו תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ועל כל מעשיו. יגדל ויקדש שמי רבה. We rise in preparation for the Amidah. יברח לרתי וימליך מלכותי, וחיכון ומלכות חי בכל בית ישראל, וגלה בזמן קריב אמרו. ברח ישבח ויבר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה השם מקודשה בריחו לעילא מכל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמירם ילמה ואמרו. We rise now for the silent Amidah, a chance to be alone quietly with the hearts, the words of our hearts, prayers of our hearts, or the words of our tradition, 286b and following. continue on page 294.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה, ועמד יפרח ירצה וימלך מלכותך, חייכון ויום יכול חיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ואימנו.
אמן. ישמי רבם מבורך, ורבם יום ויומיה, יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ועלמה ואימא. ויקבל צלותיהון ובאותהון בכל ישראל קודם ובהון דבשמיא ואימא. ילך שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עליה ועל כל ישראל ואימא. עושה שלום בברמה ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל.
Especially with our hearts full of prayer for peace, and we continue on page 297 with Eliana.
Well, you always open it for Eliana.
transition in the coming days, weeks, months, and years ahead. And to me, page 298, Mourner's Kaddish, feels like one of them. I imagine that for many of you saying Kaddish right now, saying Kaddish with a new clergy team might feel like another loss. We don't know the people whom you are remembering with these words tonight. And so I'm so glad that we are standing here as a team of your Cantor Emeritus, your Rabbi Emeritus, your Cantor, and your Rabbi, so that you know that Cantor Ricky and Rabbi Cooper are not going anywhere. They're going off this bima, but they are a phone call away, supporting all of us, all of you, as you walk through your journeys and your memories and your remembering. And so too, Cantor Kissner and I think I can speak for both of us, when I say that we look forward to you sharing memories with us, so that we can come to know you through the memories of those whom you are remembering with these words. So all those saying Kaddish or remembering loved ones tonight, we rise for page 298, Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbi, ve'almam divra kirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechom v'yomechom, v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. V'hei Rabba l'barach l'olam v'yamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shmei d'kodesha le'ela mitkol v'yachata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata ta'amiran v'almam v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shalom Our Rabbi min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom v'imromah hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi Treu. Thank you, Cantor Kissner. I met with Rabbi Treu this afternoon. We covered a bunch of things about the chapel, the sanctuary, the Torah scrolls. I forgot to mention that we opened the Ark for Aleinu. So this is a unique moment. So much so that there isn't anything really to rely on. No precedent, nothing in the rabbi's manual to draw upon to mark the transition from two members of the clergy standing before you who have been with you for decades, transitioning in your presence to two members of the clergy who immediately begin their tenure and their relationship with you. So everything we're doing tonight is from our heart entirely. And I want to start by noting an expression often shared about Torah. Hafoch ba dekula ba. Turn it over, for there's no limit to what you'll find there. The phrase seems to suggest that there's no limit to the topics to which the Torah speaks. All we need to do is sift through its verses like sifting through a crowded attic to find what we're looking for. No sifting really required for this evening, for in this week's parasha, we find the story of the transfer of religious and communal leadership from Moses to Joshua. In Parshat Pinchas, which will be read this very Shabbat, when you all come to shul and are guided through tefillah by your new rabbi and your new cantor. You'll read from Parshat Pinchas, chapter 27, verse 15. We read, Vayidaber Moshe el Adonai lemor, Yifkod Adonai Elohei haruchot lechol basar, Ish al ha'eda, asher yetzei lifnehem va'asher yavo lifnehem, va'asher yotzi'em va'asher yebi'em, v'lo tihye adat Adonai katson asher ein lahem ro'eh. Moses spoke to God and said, "Let the Lord, source of the breath of all flesh, appoint someone over the community who shall go out before them and come in before them, who shall take them out and bring them in, so that the Lord's community may not be like sheep that have no shepherd." And the Lord answered Moses, "Single out Yehoshua bin Nun, Joshua the son of Nun, an inspired man, and lay your hands upon him. Have him stand before Eleazar the priest and before the whole community. Commission him in their sight. Invest him with some of your authority, so that the whole Israelite community may obey. But he shall present himself to Eleazar the Kohen, who shall on his behalf seek the decision before the Urim, before the Lord." There's a lot in these verses for us to ponder and unpack. But tonight I want to focus on 3 points. First, as our Chumash notes, Moses urges that the people's next leader be someone who will go out before the people and come in before them. Namely, someone who will lead the charge, take initiative, instead of remaining behind in safety and in comfort. In Rabbi Treu, you have such a person, a rabbi who will challenge you, inspire you, and motivate you to strengthen your connection to the Jewish tradition and to this sacred congregation. In Cantor Kissner, you have found someone who will help you to deepen your appreciation for Jewish prayer through music and the joy of singing together as a congregation. Second point, in commenting on these verses, the Midrash states that Moses, on behalf of his people, sought a leader to succeed him who would be able to relate to every Israelite, even those with whom he disagreed. My friends, your new rabbi and Cantor are exactly those kinds of leaders, sensitive souls who want to reach out to every member, regardless of their Jewish knowledge, background, experience, attendance at services, or giving level. They are here to engage each and every one of you in the dynamic potential of Jewish living. And finally, a word about Joshua, the leader who succeeded Moses. He was known in the Midrashic tradition as a deeply humble person, someone who rooted his life not in a desire to exalt himself, not someone who became a leader because it promised him fame or prominence. He did it for the sake of Am Yisrael, for the destiny of the Jewish people. In Rabbi Treu, you have such a person, a rabbi who will harness the texts and teachings of Judaism not to demonstrate that she's erudite, but to bring the wisdom of Jewish tradition in the humble hope of making a positive impact on you, on your family, on Oheb Shalom congregation, on the world that we all share. With those words, we want to share in a ritual. It may seem somewhat familiar to those who've celebrated bar or bat mitzvah, the passing of the Torah. And we're going to do it now for an entirely different purpose. We're going to do it to mark the transition of rabbinic and cantorial leadership of this congregation. So we're going to ask you all to rise. Paul is going to open the ark. And as the Torah is passed from each member of the clergy to the next, a brief message will be offered. We've asked Paul to be the first to speak, not only because he's the president and no one should ever underestimate or take for granted the commitment to a congregation by becoming its president, but frankly because he is a descendant of this congregation's first rabbi.
So, as the rabbi said, tonight is an evening of transition and continuity for this great 161-year-old institution. And I'm honored to be serving as your president this time, as my father was during his time, his grandfather, my grandfather, his father, and both of my great-grandfathers, as we've had 4 generations serving as president, as well as other members, and it's truly an honor to serve this congregation. The principle and the bonds of Jewish peoplehood have been around and been at the core of the Jewish experience since the time of Abraham and Sarah 5,000 years ago. And this principle of Am Yisrael, meaning the people of Israel, means that Jews everywhere must consider themselves as links in a great chain of Jewish tradition. And it's this great chain that spans the generations and links all Jews together across time and into the future. So tonight, as the rabbi said, we all are here to bear witness as links in that chain to the transition from one set of clergy to another in a fairly historical setting. So, like my grandmother's grandfather, Rabbi Isaac Schwartz, to Rabbi Mark Cooper, we have been blessed with great rabbinic leadership of our beloved community. And from Cantor Solomon Rappaport to Cantor Erica Lippitz, we've been blessed with great cantorial leadership of the songs and the music in our communal prayers. So tonight, it's great that we are here to transition this tradition of great leadership to the next generation, to Rabbi Abigail Treu and Cantor Eliana Kissner. So may we all go from strength to strength, L'dor Vador.
So as this Torah is passed to you, Abby, Rabbi Treu, let's be mindful that we're passing not only the tradition of our people, the words, the passages, the parashiot that are contained in this scroll. We're passing also the history of this congregation. The mantles, even the mantles, tell a story of some time that they were brought to be dedicated to some holy purpose. The Torah scrolls themselves tell a story of a congregation that came together to learn, a congregation that came together to celebrate, to dance on Simchat Torah. The scrolls themselves tell a story of even the wear and tear that they experienced as we read from them year after year, and they slowly wore out. So as this Torah is passed to you, we pass not only the sacred tradition of our people, we pass the sacred tradition of our congregation.
the divine source of the life of the Jewish people and of each of us. All of this is from God. Let us be happy with it. This is the day that God has made for this community, for each of us standing up here in our life transitions, for all of us in this congregation. Let us rejoice and be happy on it.
Shema Yisrael. Listen. Listen to your own voices in prayer. Listen to the songs, so many decades of songs, of music that have filled the sanctuary. Listen to the voices. You can still recall the names that grace these walls here and beyond. They stand with us now, as they have always stood with us. They are here, those whose feet have walked this floor, those who have come up to this bimah to praise. And as we recall from the model of Sinai, so are those who will yet fill this room. So are those who have just been born. So are those who are yet to become. All here, all witness. And just so, the Klei Kodesh, the clergy privileged to stand before you. Just so.
והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה. The divine was and is and will be. I look out into this amazing congregation and I see people that I just met, that I'm seeing in person for the first time. I see people whose homes I ate in as a child. I see my teachers from elementary school. And I see people who I sang in choir with, who I was in this building with a long time ago. And I see people who I'm really excited to get to know and to be with, to be in community with. The past, the present, and the future, all in one room at the same time. Thank you. I'm deeply grateful.
You may be seated. Gloria, all those pages I gave you beforehand, we'd ask that they be distributed. We have a blessing that we're going to ask the congregation to offer the clergy. Please do us a favor and don't read it yet, even though you have it, and to be partly environmentally friendly and partly because we really couldn't estimate the size of the crowd. There's about one for every two people, which is, in the end, not bad. Before those words of blessing are offered, and I really mean it, please don't read it yet. We want to take a moment for Cantor Lippitz and for me to offer our words of blessing to those who are succeeding us in these sacred roles of being your rabbi and your cantor. I'm going to ask Rabbi, oh, no, that's good, right there. So, Rabbi Treu, you'll learn, perhaps right now, that I get a bit weepy at moments like this. Today, this evening, I am honored to pass the mantle of rabbinic leadership to you. It is a sacred and a holy burden, which I know you will bear with awe and with grace. Today, with humility, I offer you these words of blessing. May God bless you and this new path that you are about to undertake. May God be with you in all moments, communal and private, as you seek strength and conviction to pursue this noble calling. May God bless you with good health, both physical and emotional, and with strength, both physical and emotional. May God watch over you and shield you from all harm. May God bless this congregation with unity, with peace, blessings that will derive because you are their rabbi. May a renaissance of learning and growth now unfold. May you inspire these people and many others to live up to their highest potential. May you find the right words to speak to those who have fallen, to lift them up, to heal those who are brokenhearted, those who are bereaved, those who are confused, and come to you for clarity and guidance. May God bless you with courage to do the things that may not be popular, but you know speak for the integrity of the Jewish tradition. May you always be respected for standing up for what you believe in. May God shine on you, on your family, and may God shine through you so that the words of Torah that you speak, the teachings that you illuminate, will touch a great many people in ways that you will know and in ways that you may not know, but may you be blessed with the satisfaction of knowing that your words of Torah, your words of guidance, will rest with people and bring them comfort. May the days that lie before you be filled with rejoicing, with celebration. May you continue to be a blessing to this congregation and to our community, now and always. Amen.
For both my soul sisters, Achotenu, Atehil Alfei Rivava, may you both feel the field of transcendent love that fills this sacred place. Poised and humble uplifted and inspired, animated by a force so much greater than ourselves. A vast field of love that never lets us down, that shelters us and strengthens us. May you know it in this place. May it fill you, and through you may it fill this holy congregation, generation to generation. May you grow to love them, and may you let them love you.
Our blessing for you. No. Our blessing. Two mics.
Oh.
We're together.
Oh, yeah.
Our blessing for you. Thank you. Comes from poet Maya Angelou. Her poem called Continue. Into a world which needed you, my wish for you is that you continue. Continue.
To be who and how you are, to astonish a mean world with your acts of kindness. Continue.
To allow humor to lighten the burden of your tender heart. Continue.
In a society dark with cruelty, to let people hear the grandeur of God in the peals of your laughter. Continue.
To let your eloquence elevate the people to heights they had only imagined. Continue.
To remind people that each is as good as the other, and that no one is beneath nor above you. Continue.
To remember your own young years and look with favor upon the lost and the least and the lonely. Continue.
To put the mantle of your protection around the bodies of the young and defenseless. Continue.
To take the hand of the despised and diseased and walk proudly with them in the high street. Some might see you and be encouraged to do likewise. Continue.
To plant a public kiss of concern on the cheek of the sick and the aged and infirm, and count that as a natural action to be expected. Continue.
To let gratitude be the pillow upon which you kneel to say your nightly prayer, and let faith be the bridge you build to overcome evil and welcome good. Continue.
To ignore no vision which comes to enlarge your range and increase your spirit. Continue.
To dare to love deeply and risk everything for the good thing. Continue.
To float happily in the sea of infinite substance, which set aside riches for you, both of you, before you had a name. Continue.
And by doing so, you and your work will be able to continue eternally.
Ushma
Let us recite together now the blessing from Oheb Shalom to our Rabbi and Cantor. Today, you are setting out on a sacred new path, and we will miss you. You have left our indelible imprint on our holy community that will never be forgotten. You have inspired us in public and counseled us in private. You have rejoiced with us in times of celebration and comforted us in times of sorrow. You had advised us in times of uncertainty and shared teachings that will continue to resonate in our minds and hearts. We cannot begin to imagine the sacrifices you have made on our behalf. We are so grateful to you for your years of leadership. Thank you for the wisdom you spread, for your listening ear, for your compassionate heart, your words of Torah. Thank you for your patience in challenging times and for your forgiveness when we caused you pain. Thank you for the prayers you offered on our behalf, for all the ways you blessed us, for the ways your blessings live on inside us still. Rabbi Cooper and Cantor Lippitz, today is our turn to bless you. May God be with you and bless you with health and strength. May God bless your efforts with success. May God shine on you and through you so that your teachings illuminate all those you touch. May God watch over you and shield you from harm, blessing the choices you make and the paths you take. May you continue to be a blessing to the world as you have been a blessing to us, and may goodness and fulfillment surround you now and always.
And now in this spirit of transition, please turn the page over. And let's read together these words of blessing for our new Rabbi and Cantor. Together. Rabbi Treu, this evening we are blessed to call you our Rabbi. We welcome you as our leader and teacher. We look forward to sharing our joys together. We are thirsty to learn from you and with you, and we are eager to pray with you. We welcome your guidance and vision for us and for our community. We look to you now to strengthen us, to keep our connection to our sacred tradition vibrant and relevant. Cantor Kissner, we are grateful that you are now our Chazan. We are eager to be the recipients of your passion for music, for your voice and your kavanah to help us to deepen our feeling of connection to Judaism. We look forward to you helping us to appreciate the Jewish musical tradition and to forge new pathways in music and prayer. May God be with you both as you undertake the sacred calling of being our clergy. May God bless your efforts with success, especially because we will be your partners in growing and strengthening our congregation. May God bless you with the courage to be bold and innovative. We will be with you on this new journey you take. I want to call on past president and dear friend David Boyko to come forward, who's asked for a few minutes tonight.
Wow, tough to go after that. Hopefully this is not more of a weak fest. But my dear Rabbi Cooper, my dear Cantor Lippitz, what can we say to thank you for your decades of service to this Oheb family, for your faith in this Oheb family? Alas, we cannot give you gold, although we have created endowments in your names and reflecting your passions. Alas, we cannot give you back more time, but we have found a way to give physical form to the thanks for all the lives we've touched over all the years. The Board of Trustees of Oheb Shalom Congregation unanimously and with great joy passed resolutions honoring you both with the title of Rabbi Emeritus and Cantor Emerita, respectively, so that your names will continue to be associated with the community that you have given so much to. Rabbi Cooper, your resolution reads in part, I won't read the whole thing, it was printed in the review for those who saw it, but your resolution reads in part, 36 years of exemplary service and dedication as a rabbi, including 23 years in the pulpit of Oheb Shalom Congregation, where he has been our spiritual guidepost, our leader, and our mentor for countless Jewish journeys. Cantor Lippitz, your resolution, also which I won't read in full, reads in part, our heart and our guide for more than 30 years, bringing joy to our gatherings and comfort to our souls. As your tenures bearing the mantle of leadership at Oheb Shalom Congregation come to a close, on behalf of the grateful Board of Trustees, officers, staff, and congregation, on behalf of a grateful community, I present each of you with the official resolution recognizing what you have given us and honoring you with these titles from tomorrow and forevermore.
We Jews know how to craft a unique moment, and we also don't let a unique moment go by without a bracha, without a blessing. I want to call out Paul Kissner and thank him for envisioning this moment. Truly, Paul, for the gift of giving all of us a chance to find words for all these emotions and a chance to do this right, wholeheartedly and with tremendous anticipation and hope and love and appreciation, which goes this way too. So given that we Jews know how to make a bracha for everything, in a moment we're going to rise and sing Shehechianu together. And look around the room. You can look at us, but look at one another too. And then we're going to lead the way, we clergy are going to lead the way out.
Cupcakes, I think. Cupcakes and iced tea. No, I'm sure they're in Founders Hall.
Then I think we're going to do something that will make those of you who've been here 30 years smile. We're going to get the four clergy to the back door. Like the good old days, where we can greet all of you as you exit towards those cupcakes.
Guitars are not tuned to each other.
Everybody ready?